Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to A New Quality Bedtime Stories with J.M. Benjamin. www.anewqualitypublishing.com. Tonight we will be reading from chapters 16 through 19 of my freshman novel, Down in the Dirty. So, are you guys ready? Okay, let's begin. What was so important you had to drag us over here like this? Why you couldn't just say what you had to say over the phone? Keisha asked. Calling Don to let him know she had made it in safely was the furthest thing from Pam's mind when she arrived home. There wasn't anything wrong with her in the first place besides wanting to get away from him. Instead of calling him, she called her crew. Now they were all at her place, stressing her to hear what she claimed was so urgent. Yeah, what's up, sis? Tosh wanted to know. If y'all let me talk and stop asking so many damn questions, I'll tell you. It better be good the way you talking, Keisha snapped. Everybody chill, let her talk, Desiree said. Everyone became quiet, waiting for Pam to continue. Thanks, girl, she said to Desiree. I just got back from hanging out with that nigga Don. You called us over here to tell us you just got some dick? Tasha asked, cutting her off. Tosh, shut the fuck up, Keisha barked, wanting to hear what Pam had to say. Dang, I was only messing with her, Tasha whined. Well, ain't nothing funny about what I'm about to tell y'all. This shit is serious, Pam responded. You know that dread motherfucker we knocked off? That's Don and them two niggas' peoples. What? Desiree said, surprised. How you know that? I told you I was just with the nigga Don. We was smoking some of that weed we took from the dread, and out of the blue, this nigga started talking about God bless the dead, the smoke tasted like some shit. A dread, his man, used to pump down here. At first I thought it was a coincidence, but when I asked him how his man died, he went into the story about the police finding him butt naked with a condom on his joint, and how a chick had to be involved because he was in some pussy when he got bodied. I almost choked when that motherfucker brought that up. Then the nigga gonna ask me, did I hear about it on the news? What did you say? Keisha asked. You know I said no, but I don't know if he bought it. Do you think he knew you had something to do with it? Desiree asked. I don't think so, but I don't think we should take any chances and keep messing with them dudes like that. The fuck you talking about? Why not? Keisha wanted to know. I just think it's too close. And the way he was talking, you can tell they probably been thinking about it, trying to find out what really went down. It doesn't sound like that to me, Keisha said. It sounded to me like that shit was just a coincidence, like you said. Y'all ass just paranoid. That smoke could have came from anywhere. Them niggas way over in Dunn. We all the way over here in Durham. And that nigga got bodied like an hour from where he at. So how the hell could we be linked to that shit when there's grimy chicks everywhere, huh? I'm just saying. Saying what, Pam? Desiree asked. Keisha's right. That shit was just a coincidence. Plus, you said it yourself. You were blowing trees with the nigga. You know how your ass get when you high. Yeah, maybe. Pam was unsure. Maybe her girls was right, and it was just a mere coincidence. But her instincts told her otherwise. Maybe my ass, that's exactly what it is. And we ain't backing down from this. We sticking to the script. If you want to stop messing with that nigga, then Tosh can get on him. The nigga probably would think he doing some slick shit by fucking two sisters anyway. But either way, it's going down, Keisha said. Everyone waited to hear how Pam was going to respond. If she wasn't up to work, Don, Tasha would easily step up to the plate and pick up where she left off. At one time or another, they all had filled in for one another, for whatever reasons, so it wasn't a big deal. Nah, I don't need anyone to step in for me. I can handle it, Pam said. You know I'm riding with my girls to the end. I just got a funny feeling about these niggas, that's all. Don't worry about it, sis. This ain't no different than any other clique of niggas we done got. Tosh said to her sister, trying to assure her that there was nothing to be worried about. Remember them dudes from B-Mall? It was four of them, and that shit was like taking candy from a baby. Now, they were supposed to have been some rough-ass motherfuckers, but we got it like that. And we got it off, right? You right, girl. I'm probably bugging out. I'll be alright. And we gonna get these niggas, Pam said, regaining confidence. How things going on your end? She asked Keisha and Desiree. My shit in play. I'm supposed to hook up with the nigga Styles tomorrow. And Des got something set up with his brother. But it'll probably be a week or two from now for her, Keisha said. Damn, why so long? Pam asked. Because he got one of his female cousins coming down from up top, and he got to be her babysitter for a while. At least that's what he said. I don't think the nigga lying, because he sound like he really want to get at me, Desiree said. She? Girl, that nigga frying. You know that bitch coming down probably his motherfucking girl. You know all them niggas that be coming down here, getting money, got a wifey up top. She probably one of them chicks that be pressing her man so much that he figured it would be less stressful to bring her ass down here. That's why we ain't really heard shit about him messing with a lot of chicks like we did them other two niggas, Pam said. You might be right, Keisha said, but he definitely feeling Desiree. And if that's the case, and the chick really is his wifey, then we gonna make sure that nigga cough up some of that paper and throw it our way. Desiree just listened. She hadn't really thought about the fact that Stacks could have been lying to her about the female coming down from New York. It bothered her that he would lie about it. It shouldn't have made a difference if they were involved because he was supposed to just been another victim anyway. However, it did matter, and the possibility that he may have lied about the girl or that he might have actually had a girl bothered Desiree. The more she thought about it, the more she realized she had also lied to him, and everything that she was about to try to establish with him would be one big lie too, just to get his money. She wished she had agreed with Pam when she first started talking about changing their plan and moving on to the next VIX, but it was too late. It don't even matter if that's his girl. She ain't coming down here to stay for good. When she bounce, I'm gonna play him so close you gonna think I'm his wifey, Desiree said, trying to sound convincing. I hear that, Pam said. In about 30 days, if shit go the way I think it will, then we gonna come off just as lovely as we did with that dread, if not more. Our pockets will be blessed, and those niggas will be a distant memory, Keisha said to her friends. This one right here could put us over the top, and we might not ever have to do this shit no more. Everybody nodded in agreement. At one point, they all had second thoughts about being involved in their schemes. None of them wanted to spend the rest of their lives using their bodies to get ahead, especially if it included robbing and taking lives. They had done so many setups together in the past that they become numb and would do whatever it took to get that money, get away safely and scot-free, even if it meant leaving no witnesses behind. All right, I'm going to take my ass back home. But Taj, what's up with that nigga from Jersey? Keisha asked. Honestly, that nigga ain't broke me off with shit. I'm getting tired of his ass. I'm ready when y'all are, Tasha replied. That's my girl. Keisha was satisfied with her answer. We'll handle that while that nigga Stacks is playing house with that bro. They all agreed and called it a night. Chapter 17. How was your ride then? Stacks asked, taking Vanessa's bag from her. It was cool. A little boring, but cool. Yeah, I know what you mean. I usually chill in the dining cars and sip on something until they close. Then when they open, I go sip again. By the time I start feeling nice, it'd be time to get off, Stacks said, smiling. Vanessa laughed. Stacks, you shot out. All you niggas from around the way alcoholics anyway. What about your ass, you weed head? She laughed again. You got that right. I love my trees. I was so bored on the train, I slid up in the bathroom and blew one. That shit was crazy because I was trying to blow the smoke in the toilet and flush it out. But I don't think it worked because when I came out, everybody was looking at me all funny. I know the conductor smelt it Cause every time he walked past me, he had a little grin on his face. But he ain't blow me up though. He was cool. He was an old black dude. He probably wish he could have smoked it with me, the way he was looking at me. Vanessa said with yet another laugh. Stacks didn't see the humor in the situation though. Yo, that was some real dangerous shit you did. Especially traveling the way you was, V. It's a different ball game down here, ma. Can't be moving reckless like that. Cause one false move could cost you. Dig where I'm coming from? He asked. Stacks didn't enjoy having to talk to Vanessa the way that he did, but it had to be said. She had to understand how serious things really were down in the dirty South, and it was his job to make sure she knew. Vanessa was his responsibility while she was visiting, just the same as Styles and Don were. Don't take what I'm saying the wrong way. I'm just letting you know, alright? Stacks, I ain't take it the wrong way. I knew where you were coming from, and you're right. That was reckless of me. That could have got me knocked off, and it would have been my own fault, she said, admitting her mistake. Yeah, you could have. But don't talk like that, though. You made it down safe, and you here now. The hard part is over with. Shit gets easier from here on out. While you down here, you're going to get some of this paper, and you're going to have some fun. I'm going to show you how ballers ball in the dirty, Stacks told her. I like the sound of that. Stacks closed the car trunk after he put Vanessa's bag in. He watched her as she opened the door to the rental. In spite of Vanessa's rough street attitude, Stacks thought she was definitely nice to look at. He admired her beauty and her shape. She turned back and caught him staring at her as she entered the car. What? Vanessa asked, wondering why Stacks was staring at her. Nothing. Stacks got in the driver's side of the car. His cell phone went off and he removed it from his hip clip. What's good? He answered. This Desiree, you tell me. Des shot back in a mocking tone. Oh, what's up, Bill? Stacks cut his eyes over at Vanessa. Nothing much. Just calling to see if your cousin came down yet, Desiree said. Stacks continued looking at Vanessa as Desiree talked. Instantly, he began to feel guilty, but he didn't know why. After all, neither of them were his girl, and neither was giving him any ass, yet. Stacks had never even kissed either one of them. He couldn't understand why he was feeling like this. He still hadn't figured out why he had lied to Desiree about Vanessa being his cousin in the first place. Even though his mind told him to tell the truth, his mouth was set to tell another lie. Yeah, I just picked her up. Vanessa immediately turned her attention to Stack's conversation, knowing he was referring to her with his last comment. Who's that, Styles or Don? She asked. Stacks put his hand over the receiver so Desiree couldn't hear what was being said. Nah, it's a friend, you don't know him. He made sure not to indicate that it was a female. Stacks, is everything all right? Desiree asked. Yeah, everything's good, he replied, removing his hand from the phone. We're on our way to my crib. She kinda tired, so I'm gonna go take her to get settled in. I'll get at you a little later, alright? Okay, I'll talk to you then, Desiree responded. Definitely, Stacks said before he hung up. Who was that? One of your little down south groupies? Vanessa asked with a grin. What? You bugging. I got no groupies. Or no up north ones either. I told you it was a friend. Whatever, boy. Stacks felt even worse. Though he had nothing to hide, he believed it was best that Desiree and Vanessa knew as little as possible about each other. Chapter 18. So what's up? That bitch made it down here? Keisha asked Desiree after she hung up the phone. Yeah, she down here. You think that's his cousin or what? Desiree hesitated for a minute. She was convinced the girl Stacks claimed to be his cousin from New York was definitely not. If it were his cousin, why would he cover the receiver during their conversation, she thought. Even though the two of them were friends, there was something in the way Stacks had emphasized she was just a friend when the girl in the background asked him whom he was talking. Not one time did he ever refer to the girl as his cousin. Desiree was sure that the chick was no kin to him, but it still didn't prove that she was his wifey. She was definitely going to find out, though, because that would determine how she'd vibe with him moving forward from here on out. No, I don't think she's his cousin, but I don't know if she's his girl either, she finally answered Keisha. If she ain't blood, then she his wifey, or at least somebody he fucking. Why else would he send for her ass to come down here if they ain't fucking? Keisha asked. Probably right, Desiree replied, not completely convinced. She was digging Stacks. She felt in her heart and believed in her mind that he was one of the good ones. These thoughts caused Desiree to struggle with the fact that he was going to be their next victim. She always saw herself being with someone like him, and she could tell if he had a girl, he would treat her the way a woman deserved to be treated. Maybe that's why he sent for the girl he's calling his cousin, because he couldn't stand to be away from her so long, Desiree thought to herself. She wondered if Stacks thought about her the way that she was thinking about him at that moment. If he did, then that would change things also, because guys like Stacks were hard to come by, and she didn't want to do anything she might regret later. Desiree knew she had to find out where Stacks' head was before she revealed to Keisha and the rest of her partners that she was feeling him. First, she wanted to know what was the real connection between him and the girl he had brought from up top before she did something. I'm going to work on his brother and see what I can find out while that nigga entertaining that bitch. It shouldn't take me no more than 3 days after I give him some to get the nigga to start spilling his guts. No nigga can resist this head game. By the time I finish sucking the skin off that nigga shit, he'll practically be showing me where they keep the stash at, Keisha said proudly. She shot out, girl, Desiree said. I'll still see what I can find out and see how close I can get, even though he got that chick down here. Maybe I could get him to creep off with me. Yeah, do what you can, but don't try too hard and blow it. You don't want the nigga to get too suspicious. If he feel you coming on too strong, he might think something funny. Don't forget, you dissed him a little the first time you met him, so it wouldn't look like your style if you always the first one to make a move. Let that nigga make the next move, then take it from there, Keisha told her. Keisha was right, thought Desiree. If she started doing anything out of the ordinary, it might make Stacks suspicious, and the whole plan would be blown. She didn't know why she was speeding. She had never rushed with the Vic before. For a quick moment, Desiree thought she was slipping. She decided to take Keisha's advice and wait until Stacks made the next move. Vanessa had just gotten out of the shower. It had been a long trip, and all she wanted to do was rest. The train ride down had worn her out. Stacks had settled her in and told her to make herself comfortable and rest up, because they were going to hang out later. He promised to return after he took care of a few things. This is chapter 19. I'm going to stop right here because it's getting late in the day, and I don't want you guys to get on me about delaying the new quality bedtime stories with J.M. Benjamin. So, in closing, please visit my website, www.anewqualitypublishing.com. And if you haven't already, make sure you purchase the Ride or Die Chick series on Kindle or Nook, Amazon.com, or wherever books are sold. And once again, as always, please support the African American bookstores. Good night.